I have been following three rules for over 20 years, and because of those three rules, I'm sitting on returns of several 100%. Today, I want to share how I got there, including the mistakes I made along the way. Because I did not start out doing this right. The market gave me some very expensive lessons before I figured out what actually works. These are the three things that have allowed me to stay invested for the long haul. Rule 1. Sell on principle, not on emotion. I started investing in 2006. I held through the 2008 crash and watched the market slowly recover. By 2013, the S&P 500 had finally climbed back to its pre-crash high. And that is when I made my mistake. I told myself this was a resistance level and the market was going to pull back. So I sold most of what I was holding and took my profits. The market did not pull back. It kept going up. I stood there watching it climb, unable to bring myself to buy back in at prices that kept getting higher. I missed most of that rally. Why did I sell? The answer was simple. I was afraid of losing what I had gained. It was not strategy. It was fear. Loss aversion made the decision for me. And this is not just my story. According to Dalbar's 2025 report, the S&P 500 returned 25% in 2024, but the average individual investor only captured 16.5% of that, a gap of more than 8 percentage points in a strong year. According to Dalbar, the last time the average investor actually beat the index was 2009. The same behavioral mistakes have been repeating for decades. After that experience, I made one rule. I decide my exit criteria before I buy, and I do not sell for any other reason. I went back and bought into that S&P 500 ETF, and I have been holding it ever since. It is up several 100%. I am not selling until retirement because that was the plan from the beginning. Long-term investing is not about overpowering your emotions. It is about building rules before the emotions even show up. Rule 2. Set realistic expectations so the news cannot shake you. When I started investing, I assumed a good year should return 20 to 30%. With that standard, any bad headline felt alarming and any shortfall felt like failure. That anxiety drove unnecessary trades. In 2024, Natixis Investment Managers published a survey showing that individual investors in the U.S. expected long-term annual returns of 15.6% above inflation. Financial advisors said 7.1% was the realistic number. The expectations gap was more than 100%. When expectations are too high, two problems follow. You take on excessive risk when returns disappoint, and every piece of negative news feels catastrophic. I reset my benchmark to 7 to 10% average annual return over the long term. Once I did that, my entire relationship with market news changed. Wars, rate hikes, recession fears. I now ask one question. Does this change my 10-year plan? If the answer is no, I'll let it go. Today's 24-hour news cycle is designed to keep you reacting. Setting realistic expectations is the most powerful way to stay calm when the noise gets loud. Rule 3. Always keep a cash reserve for market downturns. When I started investing in 2006, the market kept climbing. Everyone around me said the same thing. This rally has a long way to go. I believed them. Keeping cash on the sideline felt like missing out. So I went almost fully invested. Then 2008 arrived. The market was cut in half and I had no cash. I could not add to my positions. I wanted to hold on, but psychologically, it was brutal. Every day I watched the numbers fall with no cushion underneath me. Eventually, I could not take it anymore and sold part of my position near the bottom. That experience taught me something I have never forgotten. Cash is not the money you are wasting by sitting on the sidelines. Cash is what lets you survive a bear market. With cash, you can add to your positions during a downturn and maintain the psychological stability to stay in the game. Without it, your only options are hold and suffer or sell and lock in your losses. Dalbar's 2023 report found that in the 2022 downturn, the average equity investor lost 21.17%, while the S&P 500 lost 18.11%. That extra loss came from panic-driven selling by investors who had no cushion left. Since 2008, I always keep a meaningful portion of my portfolio in cash no matter how strong the market looks. That cash does two things when a downturn comes. It gives me the ability to buy more, and it gives me the peace of mind to hold what I already own. Long-term investing is a game of surviving bear markets, and the most reliable way to survive is to walk into one with cash already in hand. Let me bring it together. First, sell on principle, not on emotion. Decide your exit criteria before you buy and follow the plan. Second, set realistic expectations. A long-term average of 7 to 10% annually is genuinely excellent. Once you accept that, the news loses its power over you. Third, always keep a cash reserve for downturns. That cash is what lets you hold on when things get hard, and holding on is the entire game. I've followed these 3 rules for 20 years, and I believe that if you follow them 20 years from now, you will look back on today and be glad you started. What has been your hardest moment as a long-term investor? And what did you do to get through it? Share it in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else here needs to hear today. If this video was helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button. I want to be part of your journey toward a successful retirement. When the market gets hard, I want to be the voice that helps you stay grounded. See you in the next one.